You probably have certain websites that you access all the time on Google Chrome. Did you know that there's a way to save each of those so you can click once and go straight to the website? Google Chrome calls those bookmarks, and I'll show you how to use them today on Tuesday Tech Training. Hello, and welcome to today's Tuesday Tech Training. My name is Jennifer Stewart. I'm the owner of Gateway Productivity, and I'm a tech and productivity trainer. You've probably heard of website favorites and bookmarks, but did you know how much they can help you with your productivity? Think about each time you access a website. If you're starting to type it in, even if you're using the shortcut that pops up, what if you could just click on a button and go straight to the website? If you're not familiar with the term bookmarks, it's the same as website favorites. Google Chrome just chose to change it to the name bookmarks instead of favorites. Today, I'll show you how to add bookmarks, edit bookmarks, delete bookmarks, manage bookmarks, and I'll give you some tips on ways to organize those bookmarks. I'll start by showing you how to add a basic bookmark. First, I'll go to a website that I want to bookmark. And then I will click the little star right here. You can see there are a couple options. We'll talk about adding to the reading list in just a moment. I'm going to add the bookmark. And here's where my tips come in. I would recommend that you make this name as short as possible, because once I show you how to turn on the bookmarks bar so you can see it all the time, we want to fit as many things on there as possible. So I'm going to call this Asana, and I want this to be on the bookmarks bar. Once you have some folders created, those will show up here as well. And maybe you don't have very many bookmarks and you won't need folders, that's fine. I would recommend typically keeping it to the bookmarks bar unless you have some folders. And here we can say done. And there you see the blue shows up here, but we don't see it pop up anywhere. Where did it go? So let's talk real quickly about how to turn on your bookmarks bar. And it may be on or off by default. It depends on your machine. So we'll go to the three dots here. And if you're on a Mac, you also have a navigation bar at the very top that you might see the same menu on. So we'll click on the three dots and we'll go to bookmarks. And if you hover there for a second, then it will show you all of your bookmarks options, including your bookmarks bar. Everything that you've put on there. You can see I use it quite a bit, and that's why I like to teach this. So here we have show bookmarks bar. So I'm going to do that. And now you see all of my bookmarks pop up. Now we don't see Asana here because I have so many things on my bookmarks bar. It goes to the very bottom right here. You can see it. So as you're starting to use this, keep that in mind. You see, the shorter that you can keep things, the more that will fit up in your bookmarks bar on a regular basis. And you can choose to move these around by clicking and dragging them. You see where the black line ends up is where we would drop it. You can also right-click on one and edit it. You can cut it, copy it. You shouldn't really need to copy it, but here's where you can also delete it. So remember the right click. When you right click on these things, you can even choose to open it in a new tab or in a whole new window. That means a new tab would be one of these here. A new window would be a whole new window that would pop up that would not be along with the Asana that we have open. Also, when we right click, we have some options at the bottom that have to do with the entire bookmarks area. We can go straight to the bookmark manager, which we'll talk about in a minute. We can show apps shortcuts. We can show the reading list, which we'll talk about next. And we can also turn the bookmarks bar on and off from here as well. So you had this option. And if you wanted to get to the entire bookmarks menu, you can go here, three dots, bookmarks, and then here's all of our options for bookmarks. So you can see there's a couple different ways to do all of these different actions. And that's because Google Chrome knows each of us is different and accesses things in different ways. Another way that you can edit your bookmark is when you are on that page, when you see the blue star, you can click on it again and choose to edit the bookmark. And here you can change the name. And if you've created folders, you want to add it to a folder, you can choose here. This will show the most recent folders. And if you need to choose another folder, you can click here, or you can click more. And this will show you all of the folders that you've created. And you can put your bookmark in one of those folders, or you can create a new one down here in the bottom left corner. As I showed you before, if you right click on a bookmark, and you can do that in the list. I know it's a little bit confusing. Up here, it's pretty easy to do a right click, but here you click the double arrow to get to the rest of your favorites bar, and you can still do a right click to get to what you need. You can delete from here, but you can also delete from the area we were in before. If you click the blue star, edit bookmark, here you have the option to remove. Now we'll talk briefly about Google Chrome's reading list. This is a secondary place where you can keep a bookmark. So let's say you have bookmarks for websites that you access all the time, like I do, but then you have certain things you'd like to bookmark just because you'd like to read them. And if that's the case, then you can use the reading list, and it keeps them separate from the bookmarks bar. And what we can do is we'll go to a new website that we haven't bookmarked. And then here we can click our star, and instead of choosing add bookmark, we'll add to the reading list. And that's as simple as it is. You don't have to name it. You don't have to do anything else. And right here is your reading list. And if you're not seeing the reading list, you just need to do the right click, and you can do it anywhere on the bar, even on top of one of the buttons. You can right click. You just need to show reading list. Make sure that that's checked. Once you've done that, you should see your reading list here. It has a red dot because I have something new that I haven't looked at. And I'll move my picture so you can see this. And here you can see there's that one that I just added. Lastly, we'll look at the Bookmarks Manager area, which is a nice place to make it a little easier to organize your bookmarks. And we'll start by going to the three dots here. And a reminder, if you're on your Mac, you'll have this option in the top navigation bar as well. Go to Bookmarks. And then we'll talk about a couple things here. This is another way to bookmark whatever tab you're on. And that means whatever website you're looking at this moment. You may have other tabs open. And here is where we can get to the Bookmark Manager. A note about importing bookmarks: if you used another web browser, let's say Internet Explorer for Microsoft, and you need to take the bookmarks out of that and move them over here, you can do that. You would export on that side and you can import here. We won't go into the details here, but that's where the option lives. But here's our Bookmark Manager. I'll move my picture back over here. Here's my bookmarks bar and everything that I have under there. This here in the middle is all of the links or bookmarks that are in this location. So you can see this is my bookmarks bar. And in the middle, it's showing me every single link that I have, including the folders that are here. That can be really confusing because the left-hand side is just showing the folders. And then here in the middle, it's showing everything that exists on the bookmarks bar. So take a moment to get used to that when you first get in here. And both of these menus, you can see this one is scrollable, and then this in the middle is also scrollable. And so you can see here's where I have a lot of my folders, but it shows them up higher on the left-hand side because that's just showing folders. That confuses a lot of my clients. This is where I can choose to rearrange if I need to. I can click and drag one around. And again, you can do that on the bookmarks bar itself as well. Here's another place. As we know, Google gives you lots of different options. Here's another place if you click these three dots that you can edit, you can delete, you can cut and paste somewhere else if you need to, all these different options. And you have those same options to open in a new tab, a new window, or an incognito window, which is a private window. What I find is much easier to do in this screen is maneuvering my folders and organizing those. You can see you can click and drag it around, and beware that if you drop it when it's blue, you see how that's slightly blue, that client issues is slightly blue. If I drop it there, it's going to put my marketing folder inside my client issues folder. So that's not what I want. So you want to make sure you're dropping it when it's not blue. This is also a great screen for adding new folders. The easiest way to do that is go to the upper three dots here, not the ones at the top, but the ones on this blue bar. And here you can change how your bookmarks are sorted. If you have them in a certain way, like I do, I would not recommend that, but that's where you can put them in alphabetical order. You can add a new bookmark straight from here, but this is the powerful one, adding a new folder. You can do that, give it a name, save it, and what's going to happen, let's just do this so you can see it. Once I save it, it's going to throw it at the very bottom here. So if I want to move that around, this is where I would do the click and drag it to wherever I'd like it to live. And if I make one by mistake, I can do the right click and delete the folder. Whether you choose to create a lot of bookmarks or just a few, I highly recommend that you look into Google Chrome Bookmarks. Even though it seems like a small amount of time to type in a website, think about how many times you do that every day. And all of those keystrokes, as they call them, take time. So the more of that you can reduce, the better. And bookmarks can help you do that by having a one-click location to get straight to your most accessed websites. Have you had a light bulb moment from this training? If so, please let me know in the comments below. You can also put questions in the comments area and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. You can also give the video a thumbs up, or you could share it with someone who you think could benefit from the information. And don't forget to subscribe by clicking the red button below. Once you do that, you'll see a bell icon. And if you click on that, then you'll be able to receive notifications each time a new video is posted. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.